CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
Good evening. The Winter Olympics are officially underway with the opening ceremony taking place earlier today. There will be plenty of watch parties as people get together to cheer on Team Canada, which has a strong contingent from Alberta. CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports.
With fistfuls of popcorn and handcrafted torches, a few dozen people catch the Olympic opening ceremonies together at the Sherwood Park Library.
Special being with community here.
Big screen. And also the interaction with other people. It's kind of nice to see the kids and all the excitement that it generates for them.
This crowd will be able to channel that energy to support many local athletes on Team Canada throughout the Games. 45 athletes from Alberta are competing in a wide variety of events. 3 Edmonton curlers got a special send-off at the airport Tuesday. Go Canada, go! Go Canada, go! Some of the first Albertan athletes will be in action this weekend. Jeffrey Reed from Canmore competes in downhill skiing, and Allison Mackey from Edmonton goes cross-country. The husband and wife mixed doubles curling team from Chestermere plays again, and Emrance Maschmeyer from Bruderheim will backstop the women's hockey team against Switzerland. For some, the current political turmoil with the United States is ramping up their patriotism.
I always want Canadians to come out on top in the Olympics, but it does make it feel a little bit more personal, for sure.
We're Canadians and we just cheer for our side, that's all. Doesn't have anything to do with politics.
But of course, everything about the Olympic Games is inherently political.
This U of A sports historian points to last year's Four Nations face-off as an example of political tensions ramping up competition.
Unlike the Four Nations Cup, we also have the Canadian and American women's Olympic teams facing off. And that's been arguably, just as strong or even stronger rivalry.
The Olympics wrap up February 22nd. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Oilers forward Leon Draisaitl was Germany's flag bearer for the opening ceremonies. The first-time Olympian won a vote in his home country to be one of 2 flag bearers. More than 135,000 people voted. Both the German and Canadian men's hockey teams will play their first games next Thursday. The town of Mayerthorpe says the province's proposed provincial police funding model could raise law enforcement costs by 320%. The province says the source of the increasing cost of the policing is the RCMP. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
We want to know why it's going up 320%, and what are we going to get on for this extra money? Are we going to get more policing, or is this just to cover? What is this covering?
The town of Mayerthorpe says its chief administrative officer calculates policing costs could skyrocket over the next 5 years using the Alberta government's new provincial police funding model. Municipalities have a choice to continue contracting the RCMP or establish their own law enforcement with the help of the province.
How, as a municipality, are we going to be able to afford it when already we're going to be paying $200,000 and some $1,000? What is it going to be costing us for us to actually run our own police force? Like, something has to go, or taxes have to go way higher.
I'd like to keep the RCMP.
I don't know how much they police the actual town of Mayerthorpe, but I'm fine with RCMP.
Sometimes a half an hour, sometimes it might not be till the next day. It's the way it works, and it's not only in Mayerthorpe, it's all over the place.
The Public Safety Minister's press secretary says the province is modernizing police funding models to ensure transparency and that it isn't the source of cost increases. It says service providers, the RCMP, are behind them. Mayerthorpe RCMP say their costs are based on salaries they say are aligned with most police forces in the province. Mayerthorpe's deputy mayor says that the town will always have a special connection to the RCMP because of the tragedy that took place here 21 years ago. 4 RCMP officers were shot and killed near Mayerthorpe in 2005.
We know what happened here many years ago, which was a huge tragedy in our community and for those families and everyone that was affected in here. So I think we definitely have a really sensitive lens to the RCMP, and we kind of hold them really tight to us.
Further updates to the provincial police funding model are expected in this month's budget, while Public Safety Minister Mike Ellis will meet with the town of Mayerthorpe on March 16th. In Mayerthorpe, Connor Hogg, CTV News.
While Alberta's premier had said she supports remaining in Canada, more than a dozen members of her caucus have been listed as supporters of the petition on separation. As CTV's Alicia Fieldberg explains, a lack of clarity is concerning people on both sides of the issue.
Last week, Albertans gathered in Calgary to sign a pro-separatist petition calling for a referendum. Now, the Republican Party of Alberta's website lists 19 UCP MLAs supporting that petition.
I know, vaguely that any number of MLAs have signed the petition.
Republican Party of Alberta says some MLAs indicated they do not support separation and were already removed from that list, adding, if UCP MLAs wish to turn their backs on the voters who elected them and who support independence, they can do so publicly. Albertans deserve to know who they will be campaigning with and against. One MLA on the current list says he doesn't support it.
I haven't signed the petition. What I would say is I think Canada can work. I think we have a tremendous opportunity to do some incredible things here in Alberta, but not without making sure that we are fighting for Alberta's best interests.
CTV contacted the other 18 MLAs but did not receive a response. Instead, the UCP caucus provided a statement saying citizen-initiated referendum petitions should be a grassroots process, left to private citizens to sign, not elected officials. Alberta's premier often says she supports a strong and sovereign Alberta within a united Canada, but says many Albertans are upset about Justin Trudeau-era politics.
A million or more Albertans, based on the polling I've seen, who've lost hope in Canada. So my view is that my job and the Prime Minister's job is to give people hope back.
The group behind the petition thinks MLAs should be able to declare their support.
From my perspective, MLAs are being muzzled and they can't campaign, in favor of Alberta independence. Well, Danielle Smith runs around the country playing Federalist.
Some Albertans say the uncertainty about who supports separation could be damaging for the whole province. Calgary Chamber of Commerce says it could influence investment in Alberta.
Anything that introduces an element of uncertainty from an investment standpoint is not net positive for the province, and it's not good for the country either.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Dozens of families now have homes to call their own thanks to a housing program that started last year. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
For nearly 3 years, Willinda Boleyn and her 6 kids couch surfed, stayed with family, or in hotels. Boleyn says her financial circumstances kept her from finding a place of their own.
That really was blocking me from getting a place, was me being on child tax and being on income support, and my credit wasn't good.
Then Alberta Works connected her with the Hope Mission Family Housing Program.
The point is to get them through those, to get them access to housing, remove some of those barriers to getting into a place, and so they can get set up into a permanent long-term solution.
Their team helped Boleyn get into this townhome in December.
Happy and grateful we have a home now in our own space.
The provincially funded program helped 53 families last year, and the help doesn't end at putting a roof over their heads.
We have other partnerships with Homeward Trust and others that can set them up with furnishings, dishes, things like that, even a few grocery gift cards, because if you can get people through those first few weeks, that first month, until they feel established, until they're settled in, that can make a big difference for their permanency, the long-term outcomes.
Really grateful for that, and still am, and trying to keep our home maintained and clean, and yeah, kids are happy to have their own space. The kids are happy they get to play game and be kids.
The hope is to give even more families like Boleyn's a hand up in 2026. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A community league in South Central Edmonton may cease to exist due to a lack of volunteers. CTV's Merrick DeCash explains.
For the past 8 years, Curtis Straub has been maintaining the ice at King Edward Park Outdoor Rink.
You come by here and you see hockey players, but you also see kids and, parents scooting around, and you see seniors, going for a skate and staying healthy, and I think it's a massive part of every community. So it'd be a shame if it shut down, if it wasn't operating.
The King Edward Park Community League is on the brink of shutting down. It's been 2 years since the league has had a full board of volunteers.
Ideally, we'd have over 10 people on our board. It makes things a lot easier. It doesn't take as heavy a toll on any one person.
Instead, the Community League has been getting by with just 5 board members, putting them in a tough spot. In 2 weeks, the Community League is holding a meeting where a vote will take place. They'll have to find and then elect a full board or cease operations.
That is going to put at risk some of the facilities that we have, the large hall here and the small hall on 81st Street. And we would lose the rink and the tennis court.
The head of Edmonton's Federation of Community Leagues cannot recall a community league folding due to a lack of volunteers. However, last year, Twin Brooks had to pause operations, including operating its outdoor rink until it could recruit enough people.
I think it's a problem with all nonprofit organizations right now. I think volunteerism's changing a lot, and people are thinking about how they give their time differently.
She adds the Federation can always help in these situations. Straub hopes there will be a resolution before skaters return to the ice next year.
Without a community league, I see the connection between members of that community really, just kind of disappearing.
Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
40 hockey players are attempting to break a record for the world's longest hockey game in Sherwood Park. They're playing at Sakers Acres in support of cancer research. The players have already been on the ice for about 26 hours, so they're about a tenth of the way done. The world's longest hockey game has raised more than $496,000 already this year. That's about half of its $1 million goal. The players say this game is hard, but not nearly as hard as what cancer patients go through. For players and volunteers, new and old, that's what this game is about.
I've had multiple family members that have played in this game and multiple family members that have been diagnosed with cancer in the past. So I'm playing for them. It's a big deal for our family to come out here and support the people that are also playing and that have been through cancer.
Everyone's here for a reason. They have somebody they've lost, and it's just the pure emotion and seeing these men and women now step up and struggle to raise money.
The world's longest hockey game has been happening since 2003. The event has raised more than $8.1 million. A basketball charity tournament supporting the Stollery Children's Hospital is celebrating a major milestone this weekend. The David Adamako ANSA Memorial Basketball Tournament started a decade ago. He was a former student at Archbishop MacDonald High School, where the tournament is held. Now, he was diagnosed with lupus when he was a teen. He started the Dunk On Disease Foundation. He raised more than $10,000 for the Stollery, where he was treated. Adamako ANSA died when he was 23.
The teachers who knew David and taught David, this is a very big day for them. They are a lot of our supervisors who are very heavily involved. They're all wrapped up in organizing, but then in those down times and when we watch those videos, like tears are coming to their eyes just seeing what David has created in this gym.
It's truly heartwarming knowing that it's going to a good cause and helping others that could be in an unfortunate position. It's beautiful.
So far, the event has raised more than $2,000. To donate, head to our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca, and click on news links. Coming up next, what investigators found about a helicopter crash near Red Deer. Also just ahead, why economists aren't concerned about the loss of jobs in Canada.
So the split of 45,000 full-time jobs being created is very good. So that kind of offsets the headline.
Good evening, folks. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures today. We were not in double digits. We had back-to-back double-digit days in Edmonton. Got to 8. That's still way above average. Lethbridge hit 20. It was 10 in Jasper Saturday. We'll see temperatures in the 5 to 8 degree range through this weekend and maybe some rain both Saturday and Sunday. Closer look at that in just a few minutes.
At the national level, the unemployment rate dropped slightly, sitting at 6.5% for January. However, that's despite a net loss of nationwide jobs. With more on the numbers, here's CTV's Heather Wright.
The hits keep coming from manufacturing, especially in Ontario, the province which saw the largest number of job losses last month, according to Statistics Canada. Overall, Canada's economy lost nearly 25,000 jobs in January, while the unemployment rate fell to 6.5%, a result of fewer people looking for work. And while Alberta, Saskatchewan, as well as Newfoundland and Labrador all gained jobs, Ontario was hit hard, losing a whopping 67,000 jobs last month. That includes roughly 1,200 workers at the General Motors plant in Oshawa, Ontario, where last week the company cut one of its 3 shifts.
I think we're seeing it in the sectors that we were expecting to see. For example, manufacturing is still suffering job losses, and we're starting to see public administration jobs in public administration decline. And those impacts obviously more centered in Ontario.
Economists say the report is not all bad news, as the majority of job losses were in part-time jobs, while the number of full-time positions grew.
So the split of 45,000 full-time jobs being created is very good. So that kind of offsets the headline.
Underlying this jobs report, however, is persistent uncertainty.
I think tough times are here for a while yet. We need to see some resolution here, some certainty around what will be the access to U.S. consumers, so important for Canadian manufacturing.
With CUSMA, the free trade agreement with the United States and Mexico, up for review this year, many businesses holding off on hiring and investing, waiting to see the outcome of those trade talks. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
As Heather mentioned, employment in Alberta was up. The province gained 20,000 jobs. Alberta's unemployment now sits just below the national average. The Transportation Safety Board is recommending pilots give some extra thought before performing risky maneuvers following a fatal crash west of Red Deer last July. The TSB released its report after investigating the 2025 crash at Hespero Saffron Residence Heliport. A passenger was killed and the pilot was seriously injured. The report notes the descent of the helicopter was consistent with an auto rotation, an exercise that allows a helicopter to descend in a controlled manner after losing engine power. The TSB says no issues were found with the helicopter's engine. It says practicing auto rotations introduces extra risk into the flight. It says pilots should carefully consider performing the exercise with passengers on board. The Alberta Sports Hall of Fame in Red Deer has achieved recognized museum leader status. The designation is granted through the Alberta Museums Association. It represents a long-term commitment to excellence and best practices in museum stewardship. The organization says the achievement would not have been possible without the dedication and expertise of their operations manager. The designation lasts through 2034. A slow-moving load about half the size of a football field will be on the move this weekend. It'll be leaving a Southside business on 93rd Street and 51st Avenue Sunday night at 10 and will go into Monday morning. Its destination is Fort Saskatchewan. Due to its size and weight, the load will travel at a maximum speed of 40 kilometers per hour. It will also take up the entire width of the highway, including the shoulder. Edmonton's longest-running winter festival is officially underway. Silver Skate runs for the next 10 days at Laurier Park. Snow sculptors have been hard at work, especially in this warm weather, creating everything from snow slides to igloos. New this year was a family-friendly rave on the ice with multiple DJ sets. Hear ye, hear ye. Coming up, some modern-day Knights of the Round Table show off their creations.
Everybody wants to be knighted, so that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Coming up Monday on Your Morning, why do we sometimes ignore red flags in relationships? We'll talk to a psychologist about what's happening and how we can change the pattern. See you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Just slightly below zero early this morning. 8 degrees for a daytime high this afternoon. 12 degrees above average. As we said earlier in the newscast, though, a little cooler than the past couple of days. 10 on Wednesday, 11 degrees Thursday. Today at 8. The upper ridge, this bubble of warm air in the mid and upper levels, and the oranges and the yellow, in the greens and the yellows, that's starting to fade off to the south. Now, through the weekend, all of next week, we don't really get into any of this cold Arctic air, but this is something we've been watching since about the beginning of the month. I think after Valentine's Day, we'll start to see some colder air spill in, and so here's what that looks like. In the short term, way above average, but take a look at that. 15th, 16th, back below zero for daytime highs, and back below average, it looks like, for at least a couple of days there, starting on the 16th. So we're not done with winter just yet. Tomorrow morning, clearer skies to the south. I think maybe some sunny breaks here in Edmonton, but probably not bright blue skies. We get some rain tomorrow morning in through the Peace Country. That'll track east. So around lunchtime tomorrow, you might see a few scattered showers in the Edmonton area. It's going to be really hit and miss, more like sprinkles than full-on rain. That changes for Sunday, though. Look at this, 2 a.m. Sunday. While you have snow falling across the north, you get some rain in the Highway 16 corridor from Edmonton all the way back to the west. And then it kind of intensifies a little bit as it moves off to the east. So through the morning hours, Sunday in Edmonton, we'll likely see some rain. And then this snow that develops north of us Sunday afternoon should miss the city. Temperature-wise, -3 tomorrow morning, -7 in Fort McMurray, and about -5 for Grand Prairie and Red Deer. Your daytime highs tomorrow. Well, they'll be in the morning, because in the afternoon in Fort McMurray, you get -8 as temperatures are falling through the day. Around 0 in Grand Prairie, 8 for Edson, about 8 degrees as well into Red Deer. And here in Edmonton, we'll be in that 5 to 8 degree range through the weekend. Chance of a scattered shower around lunchtime tomorrow. Better chance for some rain Sunday morning, and then breezy with some clearing in the afternoon. That is your forecast.
All right, a group of friends is turning their childhood dreams into reality. They're blacksmiths and a man who loves the Middle Ages. CTV's Matt Woodman has their story.
Blacksmiths and twin brothers Bernie and Gonzo Franco have been hammering away at their trade since they were 11 years old.
I wanted something where you can take, like an old school trade, but then also have the artistic side.
The 28-year-olds were inspired from a young age by a movie from the 80s.
Conan the Barbarian, 100%. That first opening scene where it shows like the sword being forged, I was like, is there a way to make money doing that? I want to do it.
Since then, the brothers have learned to forge metal into almost anything. What really gets them fired up is shaping swords, shields, and armor.
And now we're even going to go into equestrian armor too, for horses. So really the only limit is the ones you set, so we're kind of trying to push the boundaries up.
For the past 4 years, they've been creating combat, cosplay, and film pieces out of their armory in Red Deer for a variety of unique customers.
From Jack Sparrow, to like a Spartan show up to my door. I always wonder what the neighbors must be thinking.
Crafting gear for any paying crusader, warrior, gladiator, or knight.
Everything you see has been hand forged by the twins.
Alex Osborne, aka the Winged Crusader, is covered head to toe in a 60-pound suit of armor that cost anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000.
Well, with the gambits in and all the layers I'm wearing, it gets pretty toasty.
The 31-year-old met the Franco brothers 2 years ago when he needed an old shield repaired.
I was in a very, very dark place, like mental health and all that, and I actually started talking to the boys about everything, and they said, well, why don't you come hammer some steel? And believe it or not, it actually saved my mental health. It actually saved my life.
Now they're great friends, with the Winged Crusader serving as the shop's social media manager.
Cheers!
When they're not unwinding in the shop's backroom tavern or playing Dungeons and Dragons in the medieval meeting room, the Winged Crusader will occasionally travel up the QE2 to show off and greet the kings and commoners of Edmonton.
They come up to me, they get pictures with me. Others are like, wow, is that real steel? Sure is. Everybody wants to be knighted, so that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Thank you so much.
After watching the White Ave crowd and my Your Morning colleague,
now after this, you guys call me Dame Kimberly Wynn, okay?
I need to try it for myself.
Then rise, Sir Woodman.
Sir Matt Woodman, CTV News, Red Deer.
All right, interesting, also very impressive. That's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.